Going on, everybody? Good old JM here with you on this Throwback Thursday as we present yet another out of the archives right here on the Casa D18 Studios. JJ, I know, has been working tirelessly to comb through everything on the NoDQ channel, on the Jeff Meacham Network, on his own Casa D18 Studios, on the J. Hebert 95 Studios, the Simple Man brand, to present to you something that you may not have seen before, something that you haven't seen in a long time, perhaps. I know I'm looking forward to what Renegade has in store, and I hope you are too. Kick your feet up, enjoy a little respite from the craziness of a Thursday, and enjoy this classic content right here on the Casa D18 Studios.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 17 of Talk Wrestling here on NoDQ.com and my MySpace and the YouTube page. Thank you everyone for watching the interview with Rob Van Dam, all three parts of it. I know you guys were waiting for that and I appreciate you guys being patient with us and having Aaron get it up there for us, but he wanted to make sure he edited it just right for you guys, and he wanted to make sure all three parts got up, and we know that Rob has watched it now. He loved it. And thank you very much, RVD, for your time that day. And let's get right into your questions. I know you guys have been waiting a long time for me to answer your own questions, so here we go. First one is from Neil. Just wondered, do you reckon that WWE will ever do a pay-per-view in the UK like SummerSlam 92 again? That's a good question. I've heard rumors over the years that they're going to do another pay-per-view in the UK after, actually, the original last pay-per-view in the UK after SummerSlam 92 was one night only. And No Mercy in 99, and there were a couple more in the UK as well. But I don't think they're going to have just a regular pay-per-view in the UK anymore. I think they're going to leave their pay-per-views to the North America, Canada, and the United States to be specific. I don't think they're going to do a pay-per-view in Mexico. Just don't see that happening. I think that they're going to do overseas tours in the UK like they have done in the last few years, and they'll do overseas tours in Australia and Japan and Santiago, Chile, and all these other places. But I don't think you're going to see pay-per-view in any of those places, just because pay-per-views are done in North America, and that's how they, that's how they save money, to be honest with you. Because having a pay-per-view from the UK costs a lot more money to produce. SCMA San Diego, or SCMA Diego, I guess. I don't know. Who are your top 5 greatest Intercontinental Champions of all time? He wants a top 5, Aaron. All right, we'll do a top 5. We haven't done a top 5 in a long time. Top 5, that's right. Thank you for the help there, Jade. Appreciate that. Anyway, in no particular order, because I don't have an order of them right now. Honky Tonk Man, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, Randy Savage, Mr. Perfect. Those are my top 5. If I had to pick a number 1, I'd have to go with Mr. Perfect. I love Mr. Perfect. I love Kurt Hennig as the Intercontinental Champion. He was a great Intercontinental Champion. He was a great secondary champion to Hulk Hogan's WWF champion back in the day. And I think he was the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. Despite Honky Tonk Man being the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time, you gotta go with Mr. Perfect as the greatest of all time. Just my opinion, though. Alright, this one's from Aaron, not Rift. First off, I want to say thanks for the ad, Mr. Meacham. LOL, I know you're a fan of Kennedy. Anyways, the question I have for you is, hopefully I'll answer it on the show, that would be awesome, is what do you think of John Morrison? I happen to be a really big fan of his, and I hope he gets a really big push as a champion again. Do you think he will get another title run, and if so, what show do you think he'll be on? I like John Morrison. I like the character. I think his attire leaves a little to be desired, to be honest with you. His attire is still very much Johnny Nitro-like, but I like John Morrison. I really do. I think he's a great WWE Tag Team Champion right now with The Miz. I think they're a good team. They play off each other well. And I think that he may be a champion again in ECW someday. I don't see him being a champion on SmackDown or Raw again unless they move him to SmackDown or Raw. But I think as long as he's in ECW, he will be ECW champion again, hopefully. This is from Chris. It's K-R-I-Z. I'm assuming it's Chris. Maybe it's Chris, maybe it's Chris. I don't know. Who do you think will get the Cruiserweight title? I think they should have a Cruiserweight open with all active Cruiserweights. Who do you want to get the title, and what kind of match would they win it in? Personally, Jamie Noble. I like to see Jamie Noble get the Cruiserweight title back. He deserves it. He's been put through hell in the last couple of months with Palumbo. And I think that if they are going to reactivate the title, it should be Jamie Noble or Jimmy Wang Yang. Jimmy Wang Yang also deserves a Cruiserweight Championship by far. He's been the most noted Cruiserweight on SmackDown lately. He's been atop the tag team ladder with Shannon Moore, not Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin's on ECW now. Shannon Moore and Jimmy Wang Yang are both top Cruiserweights, but I think the guy that really deserves it is Jamie Noble. I agree with the thing about having a Cruiserweight open, but not a Battle Royal. Have like a gauntlet match, like Gauntlet for the Gold like in TNA, or Gauntlet Battle Royal, or whatever you want to call it in WWE, and just have them go one at a time until 2 guys are left, and then whoever wins that is the champion. I think that's a good idea. This is from Ryan. I have a question that you may be able to help with. Was the WWF Hardcore title the same belt that was the old heavyweight title that Mr. Perfect and the Genius busted up with a hammer back in the old WWF days? No. Thank you for that question. No, the WWF Hardcore title was a Winged Eagle belt, just like the heavyweight championship that was used in the 80s and the 90s, but it was not the same title that Mr. Perfect and the Genius busted up. They actually took a Winged Eagle belt and destroyed it on purpose, believe it or not. I read that on Wikipedia. You can check it out yourself on Wikipedia. They actually created the Hardcore title out of scratch. They grabbed a Winged Eagle belt and they used it and they defaced it and they destroyed it and they messed it up and turned it into the Hardcore Championship. That's the God's honest truth. They did not use one that they used in the 80s. They used a brand new belt. Ray Jones wants to know if there's any chance of MVP turning babyface. I don't see. Yeah, thank you for the sticker there, Jade. And thank you for the feedback. I don't see MVP turning babyface anytime soon. MVP is a great heel. He's a great heel United States champion. He's great overall. I like the MVP character. I always have. I like the entrance. I like the cockiness. I like the attitude. I like the skill. I like everything about him. But I don't like him as a babyface. It's not going to work. even having him as a tweener when he was teaming with Matt Hardy was kind of like, okay, what's up with that? I think MVP is going to be a heel as long as he's on SmackDown, as long as he's in WWE, period. I don't see him turning face ever. Ever. Quote me on that. Speaking of Matt Hardy and MVP, in a fantasy match, who will win a Guitar Hero 3? Matt Hardy or MVP? That's a great question. I love it. Well, they've done everything else, they really have. So why not have them play Guitar Hero 3 against one another? I think Jade's right, though. I think it'll be Matt Hardy, strictly because Matt Hardy has the more musical background, I think, and Matt Hardy has the musical brother, Jeff Hardy, and I'm sure Jeff Hardy could train him in Guitar Hero 3 if he doesn't know how to play already. So I definitely see Matt Hardy winning the Guitar Hero 3. If it was the original Guitar Hero, maybe MVP, but Guitar Hero 3, the new Guitar Hero. Gotta go with Matt Hardy. Let's see. Big J. How might a person learn some examples of what kinds of workout and diet routines some of the WWE TNA superstars follow? Well, I know Triple H put out a book about that, Making the Game, Triple H's workout routine, that I gave to Jade and she gave back to me. I think that's a good book to read because not only is it a biographical book about Triple H, but it also has a lot of workout and diet stuff. I, for one, follow a diet kind of when I go out and eat out fast food. I generally tend to eat the chicken sandwiches as opposed to the burgers just because, it's not good for you, personally. You guys don't believe me, but shut up. It's true. I do, too. Leave me alone. Every time I go to Staples Center, I have the chicken sandwich at McDonald's, not the burgers. Honestly, I know some of the divas put out their diet routines on their blogs on WWE.com. You can check those out.
Which one?
Yeah. Michelle does, I think. Michelle does. Candace does. I think Mickie James did when she had a blog. I'm not sure, though. You have to check that out for yourself. Yeah. Alright, this is from Javier. There's talk that WWE are thinking about bringing back the Nasty Boys. What do you think about that? I love that. Bring back the Nasty Boys. Absolutely. Knobs and Sags. One of my favorite tag teams of all time. I love these guys to death. I think if they both stay in shape and they both have a good attitude about it, they can have a good nostalgic run. They won't have a good tag team title run, don't get me wrong, but I think they'll have a good nostalgic run and a good nostalgic feel with their run in WWE if they do come back. I think they worked a couple of dark matches a few months ago from what I remember, and they did pretty well. So I think that if they come back, it'll be a good nostalgic type feel, but I don't think they'll be back permanently by any means. Yeah. Let's see. This one's from John on MySpace, who's online right now on MySpace. On one of the future episodes of Talk Wrestling, can you share some of your experiences you have had with wrestlers at autograph sessions, seeing them in public places, etc.? Well, let's look no further than our last guest, RVD. We first met Rob about 3 years ago. We got his phone number from somebody. I don't remember who it was now. I think Mike ended up getting the phone number for us, but I could be wrong. And we called him, and he said, come on down to the store down here. And at the time, it was Lakewood, the Lakewood Center Mall, where the little small store was. And we met Spike Dudley there, who was really nice. And, yeah, it was a really good time. We had a great interview with him. He won Guest of the Year that year for the interview we did with us. And we really enjoyed having RVD on the show. We've loved having him on the show since, all shows that I've done with him. And another person I met at the RVD 5-Star Comics was Bobby the Brain Heenan, who was incredibly nice to me. He signed both of his books to me, and he accepted the award for Guest of the Year for 2003. When I saw him in 2004, in April 2004 for WrestleMania weekend. I think it was either March or April, I don't remember which one now. I think it was March 2004 before WrestleMania that year. It was really cool to see Bobby, and really cool to actually meet him in person instead of just talking to him on the phone. And I hope he gets well soon. God bless you, Bobby. If you're watching or you hear about this show, God bless you. Take care of yourself. Get the surgeries and get out of that hospital. And we all love you out here on the outside, and take care of yourself. Another person we met at RVD's 5-Star Comics with Jade is Trish Stratus. We met her. And what are you doing?
Crashing a can over my head. What is that?
Oh, the Sandman. That's right. I forgot about the Sandman. Anyway.
How could you forget about him?
That's true. Because we had dinner with the Sandman. Aaron was there for that.
You almost got choked out with his cane, or with your cane.
Yeah, he got choked out with my own cane with the Sandman. And that was fun. Sandman is a very nice guy. He tends to drink a lot. No doubt about that. But he's a cool guy. Very cool guy. Trish was incredibly sweet to us, despite the staff not being so sweet.
Survey says.
Yeah, exactly. The staff at RVD Discover is not so cool that day, but Trish was incredibly nice, incredibly sweet, incredibly understanding of everybody's needs. It was really great to see her.
And she wanted my top.
And she wanted Jade's top. She wanted to wear it on Raw the next night. We ended up not doing the top swap because that would have been kind of embarrassing.
Everything else to wear.
Everything else to wear for Jade. Well, you could have worn Trisha's shirt with the Rosie the Riveter shirt on it. You could have worn that.
That's true. And then I would get a free t-shirt.
A free Trish shirt. There you go. Exactly.
Oh well. Next time.
All right. This is from Johnny Watts. What do you think of Colt Cabana and Matt Sydal? Will they be heading to the main roster anytime soon? And what do you think of them personally? Colt Cabana is a friend of the show. Colt Cabana we had on Ringside Insanity back in the day. He was one of the original guests on Ringside Insanity. We met him at PWG in 2007, his last PWG show before he went to WWE. And he's a great talent. He's a great worker. I love Colt Cabana. I loved him on WSX when he was Matt Classic. Great gimmick. Colt Cabana's gimmick itself is a great gimmick. I love that gimmick as well. I don't know how they're going to use him in WWE, but we'll see what happens. What do you think? This is from Ian. Let's see. Ian Reverend Miller. What do you think of Abyss taking his mask off in TNA? Personally, I think after all the years he's worn it, and just taking it off all of a sudden might be a two-edged sword for him. It can really boost his career or just end up hampering it. What do you think? Personally, I think the Abyss character has kind of run its course. I think the Abyss character has done everything he's going to do in TNA. He's been world champion. He's been tag team champion. I don't think there's anything further for the Abyss character to go. I think by taking off the mask and coming back eventually as Chris Parks, it'll be good for his career. It'll be rejuvenation of his career. And I think that Abyss, a.k.a. Chris, will have a career rejuvenation, as I said. He will benefit from this. I don't think he'll be detracted by this at all. I don't think he'll suffer from this at all. I think it can only help him at this point. Byron? Let's see. Can't see it. Brian Sanders. There we go. Jeff, do you think between now and the end of Shawn Michaels' career that he will have the WWE title at least one more time? No, I don't. I think that Shawn Michaels is nearing the end of his career, much like Ric Flair is. I think Shawn Michaels' this year will be his last year, and I think that he will go out with a bang. I don't think he'll go out as WWE champion, but I think he'll go out at WrestleMania next year, WrestleMania 25 in Houston. But it's going to be the Reliant Center, I guess, from what I understand, the Reliant Stadium. And I don't think he'll be WWE champion, but I think he will go out as only Shawn Michaels can go out, stopping the show and being the showstopper. That's what I see happening with Shawn Michaels. This is from Vinny. Do you think the Ultimate Warrior will be inducted in this year's Hall of Fame? Hell no.
Who?
The Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, God.
No way. Warrior will not be in the Hall of Fame this year. Not going to happen. Warrior and WWE are not talking. They're not going to be friends anytime soon. I don't think you'll ever see the Warrior inducted unless there's a serious reach of compromise between the two. And I don't see that happening anytime in the near future. It's just not likely. And that's a God's honest truth. I don't think that's likely at all.
Like Owen?
Like Owen. Owen's family will not let him be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think it's going to happen. I'd like to see Owen in the Hall of Fame. I'd like to see Warrior in the Hall of Fame. Actually, I don't like to see Warrior in the Hall of Fame. I don't like the Warrior very much. But no, I don't see him being in the Hall of Fame anytime soon. Another question from Vinny is, what do you think about Cena's comments about The Rock in an interview with The Sun? Yeah, as you all know on NoDQ.com, John Cena made some very disparaging remarks about The Rock, saying he pisses me off and how can he not come back and I think that Cena stepped over the line, to be honest with you. I think that it was not Cena's place to say that unless he was trying to start something with The Rock as far as storyline-wise, which in that case, it's stupid. I think it's really retarded that they did that, but if it's not, then it's just stupid on Cena's part to have done that in the first place. I don't see it being beneficial to anybody. I don't see it being good for anybody, PR-wise. And I don't think it's a good idea to have that happen. I think Cena stepped over the line with his comments. Just my opinion, though. Again, it's my show. It's my opinion. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Next episode of Talk Wrestling, we're going to do WrestleMania predictions. So be sure you tune in to NoDQ.com, my MySpace at myspace.com/Jeff Meacham, and YouTube page at NoDQ&AV. And for now, that's it for Talk Wrestling. Bye-bye.
now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 17 of the Renegade of Wrestling. I am your host, JJ Williams. We are here live at National Sports Grill, and WWE Over the Limit has just ended. I'm sitting here with Mr. TW Jeff Meacham, my regular Casa D18 Wrestling co-host, and the lady killer, Ray Larkin, throwing up the freaking attitude adjustment here. Whatever.
He's Ray Larkin, but you already knew that, of course.
Yeah, seriously. He's the lady killer. That's what he is. We've been there. We've done this shtick. It's time to move on. Okay, we started off the night with R-Truth and Rey Mysterio. No surprises there, I think, right? R-Truth won. You lost that one, lady killer.
I thought Ray was going to pull it off. I mean, he had the moves, he had him down, and R-Truth...
But he didn't have the truth. And the truth shall set you free.
You know, I said this on, whenever I said it, when the hell did we tape that show at Long Beach? When did we tape that show?
I don't remember. It's all a blur.
But I said flat out, if truth does not win, the heel turn is useless. So, you know, we're doing it. We got it.
Seriously. This isn't, freaking Hollywood. You're not Steven Spielberg. We don't need different camera angles. You're going to juice up the shot. We apologize. The regular cameraman couldn't be here today.
No, but let's shout out Boy Rants.
He's at his nephew's birthday party, so we're not here to...
Independence Replacement Aaron does the same shit, so...
Scat Boy is on the camera. Go ahead and say quick, what's up, Scat Boy?
What's up? I got stats. I'll give it a few minutes.
We want viewers, man. Come on.
Second match of the night. I don't even remember what it was.
What the hell happened next? Seriously. Help me out here, please.
IC title match.
Stop moving the camera!
Big shout out to the homie Josh for supplying us with this vintage Intercontinental Championship.
This is the Randy Savage section of the belt right here.
There you go. R.I.P. Randy. We already saw the tribute. 1,100 views.
Thank you, Aaron!
But anyways, Intercontinental title match. Big Zeke won, but he did not walk out with the strap. A huge disappointment as far as I'm concerned.
So do we win that one then, or how do we call out?
Usually when we do the pool at the house, it's just, if they win, you win.
All right.
So that's what I was going off with. So,
2 for 2 then. All right.
I just think that Zeke made Wade Barrett look like not even a mid-carder, like not even a curtain jerk, like a dark room match performer. I mean, it was terrible.
With all respect to the audience, he made it look like a little bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry guys, sorry about it.
Big Zeke should have won the title flat out.
Yep.
Otherwise, his whole break from the core is for nothing.
But they need to keep the core together. They have to keep the core together. We gotta sell t-shirts.
Capital punishment endorsed by the president himself.
That's right. Barack Obama doing a capital punishment promo. That was hilarious.
Wow.
That was hilarious.
That was useless.
Yeah.
Next on the agenda, I believe, was Chavo Sin Cara, or excuse me, Jobber Guerrero versus Sin Cara. Botch of the night. It could have been match of the night, but instead it was the botch of the night with that horrible finish that Sin Cara delivered.
It's one of those things where the replay ended up being his entrance. I'm just throwing that out there.
But seriously, the greatest thing to come from Mexico since Rey Mysterio and he botches his finish. This kind of reminds me of Ultimo's entrance from WrestleMania 20 where he freaking slipped and almost fell on his ass. Twice!
No, shout out to Ultimo.
Hey, that was because it was the 20th anniversary. You know how to get the 2 hits and 2 slips.
Yeah, where it all begins again.
With the Lucha, you're always going to get mistakes every now and then, you know.
Every now and then?
Every now and then.
It's a botch fest.
It was a little bit of a botch
You
fest,
cannot have your pay-per-view debut have a bot. You can't do that.
No.
It was sad at the end. They end up, instead of the last highlight, the finisher, they showed the entrance. They just showed his amazing.
Which he botched for like a month and a half before he finally got it right.
I am waiting for the time where he jumps on that trampoline, catches his ankle, and he's out for a year. I'm just saying.
He'll be fine.
Tag team titles were next. The Nexus challenging Caden.
Bullshit of the night. Sorry, guy. I apologize over
You
that.
know what? I appreciate CM Punk with his Macho Man tribute on his birthday. Went up there for the flying elbow and he missed it. That was a fail of titanic proportions.
My question is, where did Kane and Big Show go from here now? You know what I mean? It's bad enough that we have the internet fans bad mouthing the show every week. Shout out to all of you, everybody.
Because you're still going to Shop Zone putting money in his pocket.
Appreciate you, love me for that. But what I'm saying is, where do they go from here? What the hell? What do they do?
Put the Usos back together and give them the belts.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, until we squash one of them on Friday.
Yeah. After that, we had Randy Orton versus Christian.
Hands down, best match of the night.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Divas match. I forgot.
No,
I forgot the Divas because everybody else did. Half of the venue here got up to go take a piss. I'm just saying. And Karma didn't come out to save the day.
Disappointing.
All I know is, you know, this whole twin magic thing, I get it, they're cute, and it's funny, and whatever, but they're making the whole division look like more crap than we already think it is, number one. Number two, the anonymous Raw General Manager is looking like a retard right now because he's supposedly in the back somewhere. You think he's got a monitor going, wait, the Twitch just switched from the 986,000 times. Let's ban the other one from ringside. Shout out to Carlos Mencia.
After that was Orton Christian, match of the night.
Match of the year.
That was better than Triple H Undertaker. It was better than Shawn Undertaker. I'm sorry, I'm a catch heat for it. That match was awesome.
The emotion riding in this room was the $44.95 that these people pay. Jesus, man.
National Sports Grill, the entire 10-20 was virtually behind Christian. There were a couple Orton fans here, but the majority of this building was behind Christian.
Cool for Christian at the end.
Christian throwing his temper tantrum like he did when he was the champion of Europe. Awesome throwback. Gotta shout that out. I was waiting for DDP to come out and tell him, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
Have you seen Paige lately?
Yeah, anyways.
You wouldn't recognize me if you did.
He's doing his YRG and losing all kinds of weight.
At the end of the day, me and this guy have been supporting Randy Orton for 7 years, almost 8 years.
Ever since he came out with that farmer comb down haircut.
Yeah. So we're saying the right guy won.
The right guy won, but everybody wanted to
I'm not going to walk off on the farmer here because it's not there. I'm not going to walk off on the farmer. Okay, all right.
I appreciate that.
And then the night was great, and then we get to kiss my face.
The Lady Killer has walked off because he said Michael Cole to go 3-0. And once again, just like when he said Dolph Ziggler will never be world champion, the Lady Killer was proved wrong.
But you
already knew that. It was what it was. Jerry Lawler had to get his victory. Like I said on the Dad's Prediction Show, Michael Cole's already Hall of Fame bound with the way the storyline arc has been going. And King is already going to induct him based on the fact that that's been his biggest feud. So the fact that King won was virtually irrelevant. What did matter was the appearance of Bret Hart at the end to make sure that Michael Cole lived up to his word and kissed Jerry Lawler's
It was a Mark fest in here, let me just tell you that right now.
I was wishing that I had been wearing my Bret Hart shirt because I have that shirt that he came out in, thanks to the 85% blowout clearance that Shop Zone had that put money in his pocket because of stock boosts. I have that shirt.
Hey, you know what? I gotta give Jay mad respect. He got screwed tonight. He thought we were all gonna be sporting the Nexus stuff. He came in gear ready to go, and Kitchen over here, the stockholder, wears his C-Nation shirt.
Oh, I tricked
him. I purposely flat out said, I'm not gonna wear the Nexus. I'm supporting the guy that I want to win the WWE Championship.
Which brings us to that match.
They did exactly what we said.
Seriously, they did it. We called it on the prediction show. We said the only way that The Miz would win is if they went Rock Foley. They went Rock Foley, A-Rod fucked up,
again.
The match restarted, and this guy, John Cena, after just a couple of whips to the back of The Miz and an STF, made The Miz tap out. John Cena was treated like his name was Kunta Kinte for 18 minutes, and then a couple of whips to the back.
Now I'm getting the stats from Statboy here.
Okay, yes.
Anonymous message.
Yeah, a text message on our iPad from the anonymous Raw GM.
Like I said, Nicole,
listen, WWE Universe, listen up. 7 briefcase shots, 14 cane shots, smashed by steel steps, thrown into guardrails,
suplex on the steel stage,
kicked off stage,
hit by monitors, 17 belt whips. That's 3 more times than Mankind got hit with a steel chair.
And
hit with the chair. And his skull crushing finale into the chair. And Cena still wins.
and hit with the microphone.
What the heck? John Cena should have given up. I know you're a stockholder and you think stocks go for Cena wins. You know what? This is a recap show. I'm going to bring in the biggest anti-Cena fan that I know, my homeboy Josh, the one who loaned us this. Go ahead, step into the shot. You might have to crouch down to get in the camera, Josh.
Right here, baby.
Overall, what did you think of the pay-per-view?
Overall, pay-per-view was alright, you know. The only thing I disliked was that the passion of John Cena. That was irritated me. After all the blows, after all the chair shots, the chair shots, the steel steps, all that, for 2 whips, or what was that, 3 whips, 4 whips, and an STF? Why? And then for him to just celebrate was just pathetic in my case. So, you know, it's bad. It was bad. The ending was horrible, but the Christian Orton match stole the show that night.
That is stolen the match of the last 2-3 years, I think. But anyway, let me got louder out here. Let me give a shout out to LMJ. I won't say who that is, but I told you Cena would be alright. I told you he'd win. I told you everything would be cool. And we'll talk later, but I done told you.
Alright, there we go. I want to send a shout out to her too. New friend of mine, thanks to this guy. You'll be alright, girl. Hang in there.
Alright. Well, with all the Make-A-Wish Foundation kids John Cena visits, that's what he does it for. He does it because everything's down right now. He's putting WWE on his back, and that's why I'm wearing this shirt today.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's test Ray's little theory here. What was stock prices Friday when the stock sold?
Friday about 10 and change.
Alright,
I'm interested to see what the stock opens Monday morning. I'm curious.
We'll see when it closes tomorrow, because that'll be the true test. Give the day to trade.
Yeah.
And if stock prices go down from, let's say, 10.50, you're going to have to come on to the Renegade or on the Dads and admit that you're wrong, that Cena does not bring stocks up. Fair enough.
But in merchandise sales, skyrocket. You two gentlemen will have to admit that you do that the T-Nation. Okay, baby. Okay.
For this episode of the Renegade of Wrestling, I want to just go ahead and apologize to y'all. If the music is drowning us out, they just couldn't adjust the volume enough. But for the Lady Killer, for Mr. TW, and for the special guest Josh here dropping in, thank you again for loaning us your IC title. I am the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams.
We'll see you on
Thank
there.
you to Statboy for shooting this, and we'll see you next time.
Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Let's see. Burger or sausage? Burger.
I mean, it's not going to matter when it comes to your diet, huh, buddy? Hey, how's it going, kiddo?
Well, I was wondering when you were going to just raid my freezer and fridge.
Hey, so I was just in the neighborhood and I wanted to say hi. I'm looking for some, parameters that you might be working on, good sir.
Yeah, you done?
Not yet. You're fat.
All right, cut the bullshit, Lars. What do you want?
I'm just looking for some content, because I'm fucking bored and I'm living in a fridge.
You want content?
Yes, of course I want content. So do the people, you dumbass.
The people want content too? Okay.
No shit.
If I feed you content right now and what's upcoming and what's already on FTW Productions, will you leave me the fuck alone?
Okay, maybe just for today, but probably I'll come back tomorrow.
All right, cool. Let's do it. Coming up this week on FTW Productions, we got AEW Spark and WWE Aftershock. WWE Aftershock, hosted by yours truly. God damn it, I watched a bunch of WWE content. I wanted to kill myself. But also, Noah Foster and Zero covering all the AEW stuff on AEW Spark. So go check that out on Wrestling Fortune 44 Incorporated, along with a bunch of retros for this upcoming week of Wrestling Madness. Because we got Impact Unbreakable 2005. We got Double or Nothing 2019. We got WWE Battleground 2013. And we got Night of Champions 2012. All retros are done and in the can for your enjoyment. 2 of them out now, and 2 of them premiering this week. Speaking of premieres and lives, Noah Foster has got 4, count them, 4 premieres coming up this week on the Simple Man's brand.
Simply predicting.
It's WWE NXT Battleground, WWE Night of Champions, AEW Double or Nothing, and Impact Under Siege. All that coming up and so much more. And hey, if you're sick and tired of the wrestling, well, guess what, Lars? I know you like food, so do I, and so does Casey. The fat fucking aficionados, we got you covered because we cover fast food and restaurants on Wrestling with Idiocy, Episode 8 on Insanity Works Incorporated. All that coming up and so much more on FTW Productions.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, my dude.
All right, you fucking happy now?
I mean, I'm semi, erect at the moment.
All right, cool. Get the fuck out of my fridge. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Oh, don't throw the... Wait, well, what about the brownies from 2B? You fat, no-dick-having motherfucker.
I heard that. The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Shall we begin?
Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
Hello, YouTube fans, and welcome to this episode of Double Down with Double A. Here I am, your gracious host, coming to you live via SD card from right here in D18 Studios. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, this is the Battleground Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. I'm kind of stealing it for today's episode, and today I am talking about my top 10 favorite television shows of all times. There's going to be some, there's some on here that I thought about that didn't make the list, so they will definitely make on the honorable mentions list. Starting off at number 10, starring Henry Winkler and Ron Howard. Oh, happy days, these days are. I love that show. I mean, only thing I don't like is what in the hell ever happened to Chuck Cunningham? He comes out for like 1-2 episodes or something like that, and just they bring in the Fonz and he's gone. Number 9, another staying with the Gary Marshall theme here, we got Laverne and Shirley, starring Gary Marshall's sister, Penny Marshall. Yeah. Another great show is, another great show I grew up watching. I enjoy it every minute of it. I watch it on the Hub. I watch it on YouTube. I watch it on Hulu whenever I get a chance to. I just enjoy watching it. And number 8, the zany one himself, Robin Williams, starring in Nanu, Mork and Mindy. Great from start to finish. I mean, he 90% of his whole dialect in that entire show was all improv. You had to have people trying to tone him down, and it still didn't work. Number 7, is very campy, but still it made it on there, and that's the Brady Bunch. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, for those seasons that it stayed on the air, I still watch them. Still to this day, I'll go to Hulu.com. I'll watch them on YouTube. I'll watch them on TV Hub whenever I get a chance to. It's just that good old fashioned downhole fun that I got used to watching. This thing is getting heavy, so it's coming off my shoulder. At number 6, Little House on the Prairie, starring Melissa Gilbert, Melissa Anderson Arngrim, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Michael Landon is in this show, for crying out loud. Another one I just enjoy watching from start to finish. I enjoyed it ever since I was a child. I enjoy it to this day. I drive Statboy nuts because there's times when I'll be in my room watching it on my computer on YouTube because I enjoy it that freaking much. It's that, for me, maybe it's that, simpler times and simpler measures, and you show families pulling together when it comes to struggles. You see all the families pulling together just to get one task done. It's just, to me, that's just awesome. Number 4, directed and produced by Bill Cosby. It's A Different World. It's a spinoff from The Cosby Show. You got Kadeem Hardison. For those people that don't know who he is, just remember White Man Can't Jump. We go and sizzler, we go and sizzler. Or, the ghoul in Vampire in Brooklyn that kept having body parts fall off of his ass and stuff like that. You got Jasmine Guy in there. A lot of people made their start. Jasmine Guy. Jada Pinkett Smith made her start on that show. Tupac had a few cameos on there. Glenn Turman, for those of you that don't know him, he was he was Colonel Taylor. He was most famous for Colonel Taylor on there, but you want to date back a few years, he played in the show Cooley High, which is a very good one. Next, at number 4 on my list, like I said, I'm going to go with I'm going with The Cosby Show. You know, starring Bill Cosby, Felicia Rashad, Tempest Bledsoe, Keisha Knight Pullman, Malcolm Jamal Warner. I love that show as a kid. Matter of fact, one of the best gifts I got past year for the holidays, I got from a friend of mine. It was the Cosby Show DVD set. It was, you know, it had like 10 of their greatest episodes on there, and I watch that one every time I get a chance. At number 3 is a show that had a show within a show, Home Improvement, starring with Tim Allen and Richard Karn. And did they ever show Wilson's face on that show? I really asking because I don't know.
On the very last episode, when they said their goodbyes and they brought out the crew, yes. The credits, yeah.
Thank you, Stepboy. I knew Stepboy would know that one.
I was saying it.
At number 2, we got starring Martin Lawrence, another Detroit-based show. Martin, you know, where I always, tell you the truth, I used to drive by that apartment building all the time, and I always wondered how Brother Man got into Martin's apartment from the fire escape, because he came in from the 5th floor. And when there's no fire escapes on that building, I don't know. But I always enjoyed it. I always thought it was hilarious. You know, it started getting dumb in the last season, but the first couple of seasons were pretty damn good. And last but not least, that's on my top 10. I have, starring Jimmy J.J. Walker, I have Good Times. No, that's with Jimmy J.J. Walker, Esther Roll, John Amos, Janet Du Bois. For those of you that don't know who Janet Du Bois is, she's also the same person that did the vocals for the Jeffersons. You know, she's the one that did I think she wrote the song too, I'm not sure. But she did the vocals for that. But she played Walona, who wound up adopting Janet Jackson's character a couple of seasons down the line. Another reason why I like this was the same reason I like the Little House on the Prairie. It shows how families can pull together during struggling times and just make it work. Just loved it. I mean, my dad didn't like it, but he didn't. I don't think he understood. But I seriously think if he actually sat down and watched a few episodes, he would have had a bigger appreciation for that show. There's quite a few that didn't make the list, but I'm going to give them honorable mentions because I think they deserve to be there. One of them is a very, very, very hokey show. I mean, I don't think anybody in this house besides Renegade and maybe Statboy knows about this one. That's Small Wonder. The little robot kid.
Who doesn't know about Small Wonder? Come on, Double A.
I had it on my list.
Oh, you did? Well, I don't know. It's like very hokey. Not too many people know about it. It's like a Small Who. You know, I enjoyed watching that one as a child. It's like one of those things where if I had kids, I'll probably buy the DVD sets if they ever come out and let my kids watch them. Another one, starring a little fat kid on Stand By Me, Jerry O'Connell. And it's another B show, but it was, you know, I enjoyed it. Was My Secret Identity. You know, the guy that could fly with the hairspray cans and stuff like that. I thought it was stupid, but it was cool at the same time. Another honorable mention I want to throw out there is a show that I definitely recommend for children, like I say 5 and under, is the Electric Company. I don't know if anybody's ever remembers that show, but I do. They used to do like skits with the Amazing Spider-Man. They used to do the it used to come on after Sesame Street and before Mr. Rogers in the morning on the PBS Nation. I thought it was pretty good, and kids was able to be entertained while learning at the same time. Actually, I would say more geared towards kids 5 to 8. 5 and under is more Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. 2 more honorable mentions right there that, where I would get them on DVD and let my kids watch them from sun up to sundown. The new Sesame Street, I don't know because I haven't watched it. Although I did want to watch the 40th anniversary because they had they brought in the guest cast of all guest casts. Like Adam Sandler came out, all kinds of people. I can't even remember, but I remember Adam Sandler was in it. I wanted to see it just to see it. Well, that's about it for right now. Tell me about some of your favorite TV shows or sitcoms growing up as a child, or even to this day that you enjoy watching. Leave the comments right here in the comment box. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Until next time, I'm Double A, and I'm out of here.
Let's begin now. Let's begin now. And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
No DQ&A. We bout to get rowdy and bowdy. That's right. Welcome everyone to No DQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. I am the owner, Aaron Rift. Let's get right down to your questions via FormSpring. Hey Aaron, something that I always wondered, and you may or may not know, but how is the Royal Rumble match booked? Do you know if everybody knows who they are eliminating before the match, or do they go out and eliminate who they want except the winner? The Royal Rumble match is 100% choreographed. Everything is planned out from the order of elimination to the order that the guys go out there to who they eliminate, so on and so forth. Pat Patterson is the guy who has been credited with coming up with the Royal Rumble concept, and he's normally the guy that has been booking the match and putting together the whole thing, so he really deserves a ton of credit for that. You also have to give credit to the referee, because the referee's the guy that he has the earpiece and he's listening in to all the cues, and he has to pass the cues along to the wrestlers to make sure that, they know what they're doing. So, yeah, the whole thing is pretty complicated, actually, and WWE really does a great job with the Royal Rumble each and every year, because they rarely have any kind of major screw-ups. And, it's live, it's on pay-per-view, they have to make sure everything goes all according to plan. Yeah, big ups to WWE on the Royal Rumble. Definitely one of the most exciting matches of the year, and deservingly so. Hey Aaron, what's your top 3 wrestling games? Mine are RVS, I think you mean SmackDown vs. Raw, 06 and 08, and SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Okay, my all-time favorite wrestling game is No Mercy on the N64. I just thought that game was so awesome back in the day. The fact that you could go in all the backstage areas. I love the game engine. It felt very realistic. The grappling and the strategy with that game, just really good stuff. And I like the fact that you could change the characters. Like, I made Steve Austin the ringmaster. I made Farouk white. I made Bradshaw black. I did all sorts of weird things on No Mercy. I had so much fun with that back in the day when I was a kid. And number 2 and number 3 would be number 2 would be WrestleMania 19 on the GameCube, and that was where NoDQ&AV was first formed on that game. Just I loved the whole what was it called, revenge mode or something like that. It was where you would go in like all these different weird places, like the harbor and just all these different areas where you'd wrestle and try to throw the guy off the ledge. I thought it was really awesome. I know it got a lot of criticism from some people, but it was fun for me, and it was fun to implement it into the NoDQ&AV, which was originally, as some of you know, was a fantasy video game league that was featured on NoDQ.com back around 2004, 2005. And yeah, people would always ask me, like, what game is that? What game is that? So I think I was actually helping them out a lot, promoting the game through NoDQ&AV. And then, of course, on the topic of NoDQ&AV, my third favorite game would be Day of Reckoning. Unfortunately, it all went downhill from there. I was not a big fan of Day of Reckoning 2, and never was really a big fan of the SmackDown vs. Raws. I just thought they were not realistic enough, and the fact that you would like jump on a ladder and get up there in like 2 seconds, it was too much of like an arcade type of wrestling game. Whereas the Day of Reckoning and going back to No Mercy, those games felt very realistic to me, and that was the big difference that I thought between the SmackDown vs. Raw and the Nintendo games. Could we see Rock versus Stone Cold in one more match? Highly unlikely. What are your top 5 worst matches of all time? Well, I think the worst match... Why is my cat up there? What the hell is she doing? I don't know. NoDQ, or not NoDQ. YouTube.com/thecatdiaries. You can check her out. She hissed at Justin Bieber in one video. Pretty funny stuff. Anyways, back to the question. I think the worst high-profile match of all time would be Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior at Halloween Havoc 98, and Warrior in a recent video even said that was the worst match of all time. Some of the other really bad matches I can remember, I don't know if you guys know the pay-per-view Heroes of Wrestling. There were a couple of really, really bad matches on that pay-per-view. That whole pay-per-view was just... I think they dedicated a whole episode of Botchamania to that pay-per-view. And... trying to think. Okay, there was one in 2002, a Raw match with Jackie Gata, and I think she botched so many moves that they sent her back to developmental after that. And of course, Victory Road, I think it was 2009. It was Charmel versus that Survivor girl. I forgot her name, but I remember that being one of the worst matches ever. So yeah, There's at least 5 matches right there. You guys should check them out if you dare. Do you think Mark Henry will finally win a world title? Well, considering he's been with the company for, how long has it been? 15 years? I could see them just giving it to him as like a thank you for, all of his hard work, but I think there would be no real logical reason to give him the title, but it could happen. WWE could always want to, swerve everybody, and since the titles change hands every month as it is, it's a good shot. Do you think Mark Henry will beat Randy Orton at Night of Champions, or will WWE hand Randy Orton another win? Well, yeah, I mean, one would think Randy Orton's just going to go right through Mark Henry and move on to the next challenger, but like I said just a moment ago, the titles could change hands at any time. That's just how WWE operates. And, they could think that Randy Orton winning is too predictable and therefore want to swerve everybody and have Mark Henry win it for a month. Who knows? Maybe Mark Henry will get it. They've been pushing him really hard. They had him take out Big Show. They had him take out Kane. I thought he was going to lose at SummerSlam because he's on his way out. Sheamus is the one who's got his career ahead of him. But Mark Henry won. They're giving him the big push. He's been with the company for 15 years. Maybe it's his time. Maybe it's his time. In your opinion, is there anyone you could think of from TNA that might want to jump ship to WWE? How about everybody? I mean, come on now. I like how some of these people on YouTube are saying, there's no way Kurt Angle is going to go back to the WWE. You have no idea what you're talking about. Please, guys, get real. Hey, Aaron, do you think The Miz should take on The Undertaker at WrestleMania 28? Personally, I think it should happen. It would be a good match, and it could turn The Miz face. Doubt that match is going to happen. First of all, is anybody really going to believe that The Miz can end Undertaker's streak? Come on now. Not a good idea, in my opinion. The Miz, he's great and all, but they need to put somebody in there who fans really think has a legitimate chance of ending The Undertaker's winning streak, and The Miz is not that person. Sorry, Miz. Do you think we will ever see WWE returning to TV 14? If so, when? Okay, here's the situation. Back in the late 1990s, WWE was losing the ratings war to WCW. Vince McMahon was losing all of his stars to Ted Turner and Eric Bischoff. He had to do something different. He had to take a huge gamble, and that gamble was making the product edgier. Vince McMahon was thinking to himself, this is the one thing I can do better than WCW, because they're under the Turner umbrella. There are certain things they cannot do. We can push the envelope. We can have more blood. We can have more profanity. We can have more violence. And that's what WWE did to stay in business. They had to. They had no other choice. The wrestling landscape has changed greatly over the past 10, 15 years. WWE has tons of sponsors. They're not going to risk losing those sponsors. And, people complain about the chair shots to the head and that sort of thing. That really has nothing to do with PG. That's more about WWE wanting to protect their performers from getting concussions. There's a safety reason behind it. So WWE, they still have profanity. They still say ass and bitch. They still have the occasional blood. They just tone down the product a little bit because they do not need to take the risks. And, they're looking out for the safety of their performers. I think we were all spoiled rotten by the Attitude Era with guys taking so many risks, WWE and WCW playing a game of can you top this? The landscape has just changed. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Thoughts on Zack Ryder? Are you serious, bro? I love Zack Ryder. I support him everywhere I go. At Coachella, at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, hell, even at a public restroom in Grants Pass, Oregon. Wait a minute. Woo woo woo, you know it. On that note, that about does it for a NoDQ&A video. Thank you very much for checking out the show. You can leave a comment at youtube.com/NoDQCAW. And here's my question for you. Will Zack Ryder ever be in the main event at WrestleMania? Let me know what you think. And that about does it. You can also submit questions at formspring.me/AaronRift. And on that, we'll see you next time.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
It's out of my hands, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hands. You can never take away the power of my soul.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Button Master Stable Wars entire playlist. FTW Productions Watch Party for WrestleMania Go Home Raw. Mistress Audio Dramatic Readings featuring voice actors from Weymouth Youth Wrestling. All Retro Wrestling Review Series videos on demand and upcoming. All WrestleMania themed retros available now on demand. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Let's Play Series. WrestleMania 19 Revenge Mode Let's Play Series. All of A Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Both episodes of The Don DeMarco Show. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. Indy Force Episode 26, available now on demand. Jeff Meacham Network, all watch-along events. AEW Double or Nothing Dynamite Go Home Show Watch Party, available now on demand. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring Casa D18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting. Episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news. ATW View Impromptu. WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Wrestling with Idiocy Episode 8. Fast Food and Restaurants discussion. plugs have concluded. On to the video.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
I love watching my... Oh! Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, Stat Boy. We're back for another episode. Then we're just cranking them out, knocking them out, sinking them into the holes. Just like that. Anyway, episode 17 of Stat Boy Rants. And it's a very special day because, as always, like everything else I do, it is Stat Boy approved. Here's the new shirt, folks. Yay! Yay! This is it. Shirt 1. Stat Boy approved. It's the simple thumbs up, hashtag Stat Boy approved, stamped, sealed, signed. Now, since I've been promoting these things for about 2 weeks, the next question is, how do I get one? It's simple. Use this. Use the laptop. Use your smartphone. Get a hold of me on Facebook. Let me know you want these shirts. I'll get back to you on that. We'll work out everything. One of those things being price. I'm going to start these babies at $25. $20 for the shirt, $5 for shipping and handling. Okay? That's nice and reasonable. Now, if you are my friend on Facebook, if you follow me on Twitter, and you want one of these shirts, I'll knock the $5 off. You send me a $20 bill. $15 for the shirt, $5 for the shipping and handling. That seems fair. You can be cool with the show. You know, you don't have to be my friend. I like it if you're my friend, but if you're not, it's okay. So no big thing. So get a hold of me on Facebook. Let me know what size you are. Give me your mailing address. We'll work something out on how to get the money to me, PayPal or check or money order. Or if by some offbeat chance you're in California and you figure out where I am at Del Rio Lanes, or if I'm out at a birthday party or whatever and you just want to shake my hand or whatever and say, hey, I want one of these shirts, slide me a $20 bill. I don't care. Let me get your address and I will keep in touch with you guys and you will have your shirts. Okay? They do take about a week to make, so when I get some orders in, I'll go to the spot, put in the orders. They take about a week, then I'll mail them out to you. So don't be flooding my inbox, hey, where's my shirt? These things do take time. Because like I said, I've been promoting these things for 2 weeks, you know. So we'll leave it at that. And then the other thing, one more thing I want to say. When you get your shirt, please take a picture of yourself with it so we can put it on our Stat Boy Rants page. That way, you know, we get the word out. I even had a good buddy Josh, who's going to Raw down in Florida. He wants to wear the shirt to the show. Who knows? This shirt might show up on WWE programming. And if that does, that will be one of the ultimate Stat Boy approved that I have had yet. That'll be like, I don't know, maybe the top of Mount Rushmore. I don't know. Alright? So that's how you get the shirts. First thing you got to do, direct message me or put something on my wall. Don't put your addresses on my wall because everybody will see that. Next thing you know, you get chain mails and girls sending stuff, and you might even get anthrax if that's still in play. All right, now to the news. Congratulations to the St. Louis Cardinals for winning their 11th World Series. We were watching Game 6 last night when they were down to their last strike. The Texas Rangers were down to their last strike twice. And up comes Andrew Craig, I believe his name is. If I've got your first name wrong, I'm sorry. And David Freese. I hope I get your names right. If I'm not, then this is going to be one of the biggest screw-ups I've ever had. But Freese comes up there. He's down to his last strike. He's got runners on first and second base. Hits a nice shot to like right field. It's a 2-run RBI triple. I tweeted him too. I said, "Good job." And then that ties the game. We go to extra innings. The Rangers come up. They hit a home run, which always seems more important in the World Series because those World Series long bombs, man, they just mean a lot. If you hit a home run in the World Series, you're cool. I mean, an everyday home run like Barry Bonds used to do, and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa and all those other people that would hit all those millions of home runs. And I just named 3 ball players that are scandalous too. Wow. I just remember that just popped out of there. All 3 of those had scandalous home run balls. Okay, so I couldn't think of a home run person. Whatever. But anyway, you know, anybody can hit a home run if you try hard enough. If I wanted to try hard enough, I could hit a home run. But home runs back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and you're sitting there like you're biting your nails. It's like, are they going to pull it off? Are they going to pull it off? And lo and behold, they did. They won Game 6. They came back tonight, won Game 7. I'm going to say it. More power to the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's do it again next year. They are getting drunk in St. Louis because we all know that's where Budweiser comes from. They're all just partying up in there. They're going to bring out the hose like Stone Cold did with his beer truck, you know. And I just hope they don't riot. Don't riot in St. Louis because that'll look bad. Rioting's bad. They're STL, but they're not LA. In wrestling news, we have a member of the Future Endeavors Club. So long, Maurice. Thanks for coming. That's what I was looking up at the beginning of the show. I was looking up Maurice's stats so I could properly give her. Now, she's not dead, folks, but she came in 2006 with the Diva Search. She officially signed August 24th. She made her in-ring debut December 2006. She went down to FCW, and then she would speak in French, of course. And let's see, what else did she do? She eventually became Divas Champion for about 200 days or so. Of course, she was with Ted DiBiase, and not much anything happened after that. She, of course, is Miz's girlfriend. I don't know if Miz is going to be retaliatory or whatever, but she was a 2-time Divas Champion, and you know, who knows where she's going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if she went over to TNA. Don't know what they're going to do with her over there, but you know, she's gone, so not much you can do with that. Sorry, Maurice, you know. She was okay for me, you know. I liked her coming to the ring. That was all nice. She had that nice long black coat. You know, the hair thing was kind of corny, but, you know, it is what it is. Boy, a lot of people on Facebook talking about the St. Louis Cardinals World Champions! Yep. Let's see. What else is on here? Somebody, what was on Facebook? I have no idea. Bless you! Bless you! That's Mr. Jeff Meacham. It's okay, it's a sneeze, let it go. I have a bit of a a apology to make, because apparently what I said in episode 15 about English, Scottish, UK, apparently I don't know my geography. I do understand that English is English, Scottish is Scottish, Wales, UK, all that stuff, but if I can quickly bring this up, this is great. This is so great. Come on, wake up. Here we go. Okay, yeah, there we go. Look at this, folks. I'm watching my own show on YouTube. Look at that. Oh my God, that's me. Look at that. Look at that. So isn't that cool? Okay. Where did I? Oh my goodness. Wow. Boy, the comments have gone crazy. Cool. We'll have to look at those when I have more time. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. AFC 1000 writes, Statboy, come on, I am Scottish and you called me English. Major insult. If you are referring to that part of the world, then it's the UK or Britain. Don't call us all English. Unless you are referring to England. Rant over, and that better be Statboy approved. Okay, so there was my screw up. I apologize to all the people and all the fans in the UK. You are Statboy approved. Just like my new shirt. Buy this shirt. I promise. A lot of the mic workers are popping up too. Boy, I really made some people mad. Like my good buddy Kruthic31, who says, wow, Statboy, I have to disagree with you on your top 5. Next time, rant on this. Give us your top 5 managers of all time. Okay, I've got a few more seconds. Number 1, without a doubt, Bobby the Brain Heenan. He was the best. I loved him. He would tell. He made me laugh, which was a good thing. So Bobby is and always will be the number 1 manager. Number 2, Paul Bearer. Got to go with good old Uncle Paul there. The funeral parlor, coming out with the urn. The high creepy voice with my Undertaker. He's coming for you. Oh yes. There you go. There's a well, and you can find him now on NWA Hollywood on KDOC every Saturday night at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That goes out to all you NWA Hollywood guys. There you go. You got a plug from Statboy. In fact, Dave Marquez, I want some airtime. How about that? You've got the Grill 'Em All people. You got Sean. What was her name? Sean. What is her name?
Young.
Sean Young. I want some airtime on NWA Hollywood. In fact, it'll be me, Renegade, and Jeff Meacham standing there with Mr. Dave Marquez, and we're going to plug our shows, and that's the way it's going to be, Dave Marquez. So if you're watching, Dave Marquez, I want some airtime on NWA Hollywood. Okay, three more managers. Miss Elizabeth has to be in the top 3 because she is the original diva. I'm sorry. She never got involved unless it was the whole thing with Sherry Martel and taking her skirt off at SummerSlam '88, which was a shock in that. Number four, we're gonna go with Sunny. Hotness. She was the most downloaded manager for a reason. Hotness with Sunny. She got what she wanted, and whatever Sunny wants, Sunny gets. So we'll put her in the top 5 at number 4. And one more. I'm gonna go 80s. I'm gonna say Captain Lou. Captain Lou, man. I just don't get the rubber bands and the beard thing because 1, I don't have a beard. So there you go. A quick rant on baseball. A quick shout out to NWA Hollywood. A quick shout out on Maurice. The top 5 managers. Keep those comments coming. I have seen some votes for the top 100 artists and the top 100 songs of the 90s. I'm kind of leaning. I've heard someone post up that we have to do the 90s because apparently Jeff spoiled the top 2. So we'll discuss that in a meeting. I don't know about, but hey, if we do one, maybe we'll do both. I don't know. Like I say, send me messages on these shirts, guys, and I will send them out to you. And as always, I'm Statboy approved, and Statboy is out. Buy the shirt.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
This episode of Dads on Wrestling with your host, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, the lady killer himself, Ray Larkin, well of course you already know that, and Talk Wrestling's own Jeff Meacham starts right now.
Dude, third billing announcer, really? Seriously. I mean,
Save the star for last.
all right.
You know,
Let me just
look at it this way: legendary John Cena, Patricia Clarkson, and Danny Glover.
So I guess I'm the and, right? That's it.
No,
I'll give the and.
this is bigger than everything. First of all, I am on the show with Talk Wrestling's Jeff motherfucking Meacham. It's nice to meet you.
Yes, sir.
My name's the Lady Killer, but you, my friend, you already know
I
that.
did already know
Let
that.
me tell you how big this is. This man is like a pioneer of Talk Wrestling. He is like the Dusty Rhodes of Talk Wrestling, which led to the birth of 2 episodes of Renegade of Wrestling and Dad's on Wrestling, which would make him Goldust. And me, I'm dashing. Ray Lockett. Let's get on with the show.
On this episode of Dad's on Wrestling, we're going to talk about the
fat
best
guy thing, right? The fat
heels.
guy thing. All right.
The best heels of the past, the present, and our thoughts on heels for the future. Jeff, you're the historian. You go back as a wrestling fan longer than any of us.
This is true.
Maybe almost as far back as Ray, because Ray's been a wrestling fan since, he came out the womb.
Right. True.
So
True. I will go ahead and start this shindig. I am wearing the shirt of one of my favorite all-time heels, and yes, it's because I'm a Hulkamaniac, but you know what? Hogan as Hollywood Hogan did so well in the transition, and fed off the energy that the WCW Southerners were already feeding him for 2 years prior. He fed off that hatred. He fed off that energy. It's like, you want to boo me? All right, motherfuckers, I'm going to give you a reason to boo me.
Yeah.
And he just owned for 3 years.
He had old women taking shots at him. Remember when the old lady jumped over the rail? She was
The old lady was halfway on the rail ready to club his eyes.
Swinging at him.
And Hogan had to be restrained from hitting her back. That's how hardcore he was.
Right.
Hogan's up there definitely. For guys that were generally healed most of their career, and I'm talking like they made the babyface run here and there, but only because the people loved them that much they turned him. Exactly. These guys. Flair. The Horsemen. Think about it. The Horsemen in Jim Crockett days were the heelest of the heel. They attacked Magnum. They attacked Dusty. They broke Dusty's leg in a cage after that fat frickin' Texan saved Flair's ass from the Koloffs, okay?
They stalked him, followed him in their vehicle,
and ran him off the road and broke his arm with a ball bat, okay?
Yeah. That's how hardcore the Horsemen were. Flair, Arn, Ole, Tully, Wyndham, and then even to the later carnations with Malenko and Benoit.
Mongo. The thing is,
Steve Mongo McMichael.
The thing is, those Horsemen only were able to be turned babyface by the NWO.
The NWO, yes.
And Eric Bischoff. People hated that little Ken doll fucker so much that they backed Flair in the battle. It's like, okay, you know what? Nate hates him. He must have a good reason to hate this little shit. Let's back Nate.
And let's not forget.
Well, first of all,
Seeky Baby.
As much as I do love Hulk Hogan, I'm a #1 Iron Sheik fan.
I know, that's cool.
For Iron Sheik, you may be watching the Sheik, so fuck Hulk Hogan. Because no one was better than the Iron Sheik.
No share his coke with the Iron Sheik.
Exactly. Right. So, back in the 80s, tensions with Iran and everything like that, there was no American fan in that audience that was backing the Iron Sheik in 1983 when he was World Heavyweight Champion, when he was defeating Bob Backlund, ending that 6-year run. Iron Sheik was like a pioneer for heels everywhere back at that time. He was holding that belt, and there was no one else that was on that kind of level that he was on. And when Hogan came through, he made Hulkamania. Yeah. I still say it to this day because Sheik would get mad at me or break a beer bottle over my head if I didn't say it.
What's funny is that I think that perhaps in today's landscape of wrestling, where people are going from heel to anti-hero to babyface like that with your Austins and your Ortons and even your Punks now, Iron Sheik probably would have been a babyface, as was evident in the Gimmick Battle Royal. He actually got a pop.
He did a pop.
In the Gimmick Battle Royal, and he got a pop when he won.
And Hillbilly Jim to win the thing. Which Hillbilly Jim was one of the most over faces they had at the time.
Seriously.
It was crazy.
In today's landscape of professional wrestling, the Iron Sheik, pre-9/11 of course,
probably would have been a pretty over babyface.
That the fact he hates the Warrior, which is, like everybody else.
Yes.
Everybody hates the Warrior. Oh, and by the way, we're going to do a Babyfaces show here pretty soon.
Yeah, that's
Warrior
gonna be
will
the follow-up.
not be on that show at all.
Not at all.
Warrior,
Not at all.
Warriors fail, I'm sorry. Warriors fail. Okay, anyway. But yeah, the classic heel is always the guy that would, no matter what, go out there and antagonize the crowd. And honestly, Sheik was hated because he didn't even beat Backlund.
No.
Arnie
Yeah.
beat Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
Sheik just happened to be the one with the hold on Backlund, okay? And Sheik's run as WWE champion for that month, everybody was just waiting for Backlund to get his rematch or for somebody to run him over. And it's like Piper's thing. Piper's another great heel, by the way.
Rodney the Piper!
Rodney the Piper. Do you honestly think people would have been cheering this guy so much if they didn't hate the Iron Sheik or Roddy Piper so much?
Absolutely not. I completely subscribe to Piper's theory that Hulk Hogan did not make WrestleMania a success. The fans wanting to see Piper get his ass handed to him is what made WrestleMania a success. Hogan just had to be the hand-picked guy to do it.
Now let's talk about the present. Who do you think is the best present-day heel?
Dude.
Present day, going back a couple years first, this guy's currently out of action, but Triple H is one of the great heels of present day. Before we get to the guys that are actually on the roster right now.
Triple H, whether or not Triple H is actually on the roster, we never know from A to Z.
Yeah,
Triple H had he mind-blowing. As Hunter Hearst Helmsley even, he was a decent heel, okay?
Yes.
But when he turned on DX,
When he became
made that complete
the game.
metamorphosis. I mean, cut the hair, lost the long pants. Him and Chyna came out in almost matching type outfits. When he came out there and was the badass Triple H, talk about, you know what? Everybody thought it'd be such a hard sell for him to turn to that guy. No way, dude. He owned that shit.
Yes.
And
from 1999 until 2006, when DX reformed,
he was the top.
He was the best heel in the company.
That was the main reason I bought Anthology.
And that includes a babyface run as undisputed champion.
Yeah.
We were just waiting. Okay, is he gonna turn yet? Is he gonna turn yet? And then when Hogan beat him, it's like, okay, good, he's gonna clobber Hogan. He shook his hand. We were like, no, hit him. Even me, the Hulkamaniac, like, just clobber him, Hunter.
Right. They were building for Evolution.
Yes.
They were building for the Nature Boy.
Woo!
Randy Orton and the Animal Batista to build the greatest stable.
The greatest
since the Horseman.
Since the Horseman. And it was Evolution. And the NWO.
Yeah.
NWO.
The only thing that killed the NWO, in my opinion, is the greatest stable, is the fact that it got oversaturated. You had 25 guys that were NWO because they wanted to carry Vincent's bag, and so they got an NWO shirt and a spot in the ring.
Seriously, the NWO was great for the first, even less than a year, I'll say.
Yeah.
Because when you had two limos pulling up NWO shirts on them, that's not
that was
good.
fail.
When half the shows NWO, which is fine. If Bischoff was going to do that, they should have done it. Split the shows. One NWO, one WCW. Fine. But they left both rosters on both shows, and we got, whatever it was, 5 or 6 hours a week of NWO being drilled into between our eyes.
And that's why I say that the NWO can't be the greatest.
The classic NWO from July 7th, 1996 until, I dare say, the beginning of the end was early on. The beginning of the end was when Bischoff came out the night after World War III and said, you're either with us or you're against us. Because Marcus...
Gee, that sounds familiar.
Because, exactly.
Nexus.
Yeah. Marcus Alexander Magwell came trotting down there, all signed up. Oh, Jobber's on board, fail, that's it.
Yep.
Over.
Current day to me...
Nexus.
No.
Go ahead.
Present day to me is Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Vince has the ability to go out there on any given day, even if he's been gone for as long as he has. He's been gone as long as he has, and when he came out there to make the announcement about The Rock for next week, even though he didn't say The Rock, half the crowd was going, should we boo him?
Yeah, you know
what
what
we do? Because last time we saw him, he was kicking Brett's ass. What do we do here?
But inevitably, it goes down to the philosophy that as long as you take 6 months to a year off of TV, when you come back, you come back as a babyface.
But which is why Hunter was cheered so
proven.
strong.
It has been proven. Yep. Go back and look it up.
Hunter.
But
Iron Sheik.
but just as easily, you can kick Zach Gowen's leg and get an instant heel, catch instant heel heat, instant heel heat.
While we're talking
daughter and I quit match, you know?
While we're talking about current modern day heels, You know, Jeff brought up the Nexus. I'm gonna go a step beyond that, and I'm gonna say CM Punk, the leader of the Nexus,
the leader of the Straight Edge Society.
This is the future Hollywood Hogan. This is the future Triple H of this company. This is what we are basing the money on. What I'm putting all the money on in the stock market on WWE because of CM Punk, and that instant I can see people just at Access just always wanting to fight me. Always wanting to fight me. I love it. I've been working out. Gotta go to war. Straight Edge, man. Come on.
Our boy, The Miz, is a great smarmy heel. He's that guy that everybody hates because what he says he's going to do, he does.
Yep. Another great... I had it. Damn it. I had it in my head and I lost it. Go ahead. Fuck. I had it. Oh, I'll get it back.
I'm going to have to say this. What do you think about Del Rio? Alberto Del Rio. But you already know that.
Ray, I know you're high on Alberto, but I think he's been shoved in our throats too much too fast. I honestly think he's great.
I agree with that.
But too much too fast.
I agree with that, and all you got to do is go back to his debut match against Rey Mysterio. Main event for his debut. That's unprecedented. I can't think of too many other people that got the main event for their debut. And then the match was horrible. Horrible. I don't know if it was butterflies in his stomach for appearing on the Grand WWE stage.
I don't know.
I don't know if it was Mysterio not wanting to put him over. I don't know what it was, but that match was god-awful. But I will give this to Alberto. He's gotten a lot better as time has progressed, and I'm actually starting to kind of get behind the Alberto train.
Yeah.
Coming over. Slightly. Right now I've gone from epic failure to neutral.
Acceptance for now.
To neutral.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. I neither despise the guy or love him. I'm just kind of in the middle where I can take him or leave him.
Yep. Okay. The thing about going back to Punk is, Punk, I don't know who's met CM Punk out there. You guys have watched our wrestling, know how I feel about CM Punk. He has that ability to channel that better than you because he really does think he's better than other people. Because of his straight, because he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, doesn't do drugs, anything like that. He really does think he's better than other people. So he channels that and he makes it work. Exactly. I don't like the guy worth a spit, but I respect the shit out of him.
Yeah. Future. Who do we think is the future for heels?
I remember what I was going to say now. Getting off WWE for a minute, how about TNA and the chosen one here, Mr. Jeff Jarrett? Nobody in the history of that company, and I mean talking immortal now even, was more hated and more over as a bad guy and made people... They had a fans choose the weapons to beat him with match against Samoa Joe. And the fans were whipping his ass. Yeah. Jeff Jarrett is the best heel TNA ever had, and I'm glad he's still heel. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree. You can only take Jeff Jarrett as a babyface for a small period of time because, the respect thing, it's his company. You kind of do want to cheer him, but Jeff's just always been better as a heel.
That's so awesome. Another great heel, but also a great babyface, which I'm sure we'll talk about him on the other show, too, babyface show, too, is Kurt Angle.
Oh, yeah.
Both companies, he's been
We'll definitely get into him on the babyface show, but future heels,
headed toward that.
Future heels,
God, there's so many guys coming up right now,
I'm going to say this one thing because we're getting the wrap-up sign.
Okay.
John fucking Cena.
Please.
He was a great heel when he started. He's been an over-the-top, over babyface. Turn him heel again.
Word life. He's going to have to be...
we're getting the wrap-up. I think we're going to have to cut it right there. For Dads on Wrestling.
Mr. TW Jeff Meacham.
The lady killer right here, Ray Larkin. The Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. We'll see you next time when we talk about baby faces.